guys, I'm back with another quarantine recipe. Today we're making lamb chops, plantains and callaloo. If you eat rice, you can add rice to the recipe too. If you don't, you can just do it with plantain. So let's go. Make sure you have all the ingredients ready before you start. So you start with lamb chops. I had quite a few. You make sure you use Maggi cubes first. I then use lamb seasoning, which is just a tablespoon of that. Tablespoon of garlic and coriander seasoning. A big tablespoon that is, by the way. And then 3 tablespoons of all-purpose seasoning and 1 tablespoon of chili flakes. I mix that all together. Pour in a tablespoon of olive oil to make it pasty. I added another tablespoon because it needs to be pasty enough to spread across the whole meat. Once I've got the right consistency, I go on to putting it onto the lamb chops. Make sure you spread it evenly and make sure every single lamb chop is covered, otherwise it won't be seasoned well. After this, you can choose how long you want to marinate it. Do it for at least an hour, but I did it for a day because my mum cooked another meal that day. But the longer you marinate it, the better. I would say a day is very good. So I took the lamb chops out of the fridge after a day. I wouldn't say do it any more than a day just in case it goes off. So then you prepare the frying pan. You can fry it in any oil you want, but make sure the pan is hot before you put the lamb chops in. Keep frying them until they go brown and crispy, and make sure you turn them over. At this point you can probably go and start preparing the callaloo. So when it comes to preparing callaloo, get all your ingredients out. You need 2 onions, Scotch bonnet and a long pepper. Cut the onions into fine slices. Then do the same with the long peppers and the Scotch bonnets. I don't like touching Scotch bonnets with my hands because the seeds burn, so I would recommend using a knife and fork when cutting them. Make sure you wash your callaloo when it comes out of the can, just to make sure there's no preservatives on it. You're then going to take all the lamb chops out of the oil that you fried them in and pour in the ingredients that you just prepared for the callaloo, starting with the onions, long peppers and Scotch bonnets, and let these simmer. When the onions start getting translucent, you can start with the seasoning. So I always add 1 Maggi cube to my veg just to make it taste a bit better. You can also add a teaspoon of all-purpose seasoning. You can then add garlic flakes. I didn't have garlic cloves, so I just used garlic flakes instead. About a pinch of garlic flakes, and stir it all in. 3 to 5 minutes in, your veg will start to look like this, and that means it's time to pour the callaloo in. To make the callaloo taste nice, you can add a pinch of salt, a teaspoon of all-purpose seasoning and a tablespoon of crushed chilies. If you don't like chili that much, you can make that a teaspoon. Then go on to the plantain, fry them until brown and crispy, then place them onto a paper towel so all the excess oil can drain off onto that. Then you're all done. All you have left is to serve the meal. I ate it without rice because I'm trying to lose weight, but my family chose rice, so this is how you would serve your rice dish. Make sure there's loads of veg on the plate, a lot of protein as well. Enjoy, and make sure you subscribe.